The 80s, you'll remember a movie that stirred your imagination like no other. The never-ending story brought to life a fantasy world of strange landscapes, magical creatures and a destructive force called the Nothing.
The Empress herself has become deathly ill. There seems to be a mysterious link between her illness and the Nothing.
The childlike Empress was played by a talented young actress called Tammy Stronach, and the 11-year-old stole the show with her pivotal and climactic role.
You brought him with you. Who? The Earthling child. The one who can save us all.
But after her breakout performance, Tammy disappeared from our screens, only to become one of New York's leading dancers 3 decades later. Well, the Empress is well and truly all grown up, and she joins us now. Tammy, live in New York. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. My pleasure.
Take us way back to when your life changed forever. How did you get that lead role in Neverending Story?
It was an accident. It was a fluke. I was in a musical theater class, and the casting agent happened to be friends with my teacher, and she stopped by on a lunch break and saw me in the class and asked me to audition. So it was really a very unexpected turn of events.
Wow.
Well, at the time, were you aware of your significance in the movie, or did it only make sense when you sat down in the theatre, and saw the finished product?
I really had no idea the impact the film would have, and still I'm very pleasantly surprised about the impact it has. I still get fan mail for the film, and it's really amazing to be part of something that seems to have this kind of sticking power in people's hearts. It's really special.
Yeah, hey, Tammy, the movie's quite intense. I'm going to have nightmares just from watching the clips we're looking now. How did you deal with it on set? Was there stuff that was frightening for you on set as a young girl?
No, I mean, I'm still really drawn to imagination. Anything that has any kind of imagination in it is my cup of tea, and I just loved it. I loved being able to immerse myself in this fantasy world and to feel strong emotions. I think, kids are not afraid of strong emotions.
Beautiful. So 31 years down the track, you're all grown up. You have a daughter of your own now who's 4. Has she seen the movie?
She hasn't seen the film. There are some scary bits in it, like you say, so we're saving it for her. She's seen the box, and she's seen the DVD. She's curious, but she's very much a chip off the old block. She's dancing and singing and acting, and I think it'll be really a treat to show it to her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have a very similar attitude with our kids. We don't let them watch this show that we do because it's quite scary. Hey, you recorded a pop album. A lot of people won't know this. You recorded a pop album after the movie and stuff. What sort of experience was that for you?
That was great. It was very fast. I was leaving Germany. We had 3 days to make the whole thing, and so the producer wrote the songs, sent them to me that night to the hotel. I learned them, we recorded them the next day, and then we did a music video, and then I flew back. So it was all like a whirlwind.
Right.
And then your life took you in the direction of dance. So how is it that dance kind of overtook the acting? Was that your first love?
I loved both dance and theater, and I love anything that moves you physically, moves you emotionally, but I knew that physically you really had to dance really before your body gives out on you. But I've been making dance works for 20 Works and doing theater in New York for almost as long. I was in many theater productions in New York, and actually with the birth of my daughter, I feel like I'm coming home to my roots in theater. I started a theater company with my husband. It's a new entertainment company for family audiences called Paper Canoe Company. And we're building a show called Light, a dark comedy, interestingly enough, about an 11-year-old girl, the same age I was in the Neverending Story,
yes.
About a girl who grows up in a world without light, and she brings it back and saves the day. So I want to make shows now for kids, the kinds of things that I can share with my daughter, and hopefully fans of The Neverending Story will want to come on that journey with us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
I love that.
you wrote that one, right?
Yes, it's my husband and I and another 2 collaborators who I've known for many years throughout my artistic life in New York, and it's got puppets and music and a lot of physical theater sequences.
That's great. Sounds
and it's really
great.
it's a family affair.
That's great.
Yeah. Do you think in some ways family entertainment has lost its imagination nowadays? A lot of it relies on graphics and green screen and big visual effects. This is kind of getting back to the basics, isn't it?
Yeah, we're really interested in found materials. The puppets we built were all from wires that we found at home and bags. It's very, very hands-on. And you know, one thing that I love about The Neverending Story, and I do think really influenced me, is at the heart of it, I think it's a film that really celebrates the power of the imagination to change things, to make things better. And I think that's a really beautiful message. I think it influenced me. I think I'm still really following that beautiful path that it set me on, which is to investigate and celebrate the power of the imagination.
Tammy, there's a trap that we often hear about of the childhood star. You seem to have dodged that by having so many other interests and just moving on from the next thing to the next thing. Are you glad you sort of didn't fall into that?
I feel very grateful. I feel like, you know, The Neverending Story was a real gift. It came out of nowhere, and it set me on a path that I've never really strayed from. I've been making art and creating wonderful, imaginative projects, and it continues. I feel very grateful for all of that.
Well, I'm glad it's worked out for you. Thank you very much for talking to us. We're glad that you're not another Dickie Roberts, which is a great documentary. Have you seen that one? It's terrific. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thanks for having me.
Good to check in after 31 years.
And another
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Well,
30 more years.
yeah, we'll catch up with you in another 30 years.
Oh dear, that will be. What would you
should-
look like in 31 years?
Well, similar to now. If I keep the same doctors, it'll be very similar to what I look like now, I suspect. Thanks,
Great, beautiful. She had beautiful makeup as an 11-year-old. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah, that's...
No, you didn't notice that.
Yeah, no, but you know what we should do? We should have a movie weekend where we watch that movie. And
Sound
Dickie
of
Roberts.
Music?
I can't watch Sound of Music with you.
Why not?
Well, because that's Koshi's movie, and he'd get upset.
Oh, you don't want to. Oh, I don't know.
no.
Right. Okay.
Lovely chat.
Yeah.
Isn't it good to
beautiful.
see? Good to see. Survive for so long, doing so many different things. It's great stuff.
And clearly her new project looks amazing. Love that.
You go and see that.
I
When
would
you go and visit
actually.
your buddy
I
in
was
Dallas
looking
from
at
yesterday.
Look at Dallas, then go via. She's in New York. Tammy's in New York. Just a short hop.
Well, we've got a thing later how shortly we'll be able to communicate via hologram. So maybe you can pop off to Dallas.
Yes.
We'll never know you're gone.